Hello everyone, welcome to this quick video about the hot topic, the Forex vs Bitcoin battle. Now, I just want to talk about some of the concerns of both of the currencies, but before that, I can't believe I have to do this, but full risk disclaimer, what I am saying to you is not investment advice, shock horror. So I do not want you, based on this short YouTube video, taking all your money and either putting it in the Forex or Bitcoin markets. If you are thinking about doing that just off listening to a YouTube video, I suggest you probably go see a doctor or check yourself into a psych ward. Now, moving on, straight up. So one of the myths I would like to try and bust is it seems to be, or the thing that's so appealing at the moment with the cryptocurrency, is the high volatility. It's a massive bull market that we are seeing, and which means that most people are just getting in using a lot of capital, even for their sort of standard, money sometimes they can't afford to get into this bull market and make some big money. Now, because cryptocurrencies can go up, 100% in a day, 400% in a week. These are sort of gains that we haven't seen for a long time in the markets. Everyone's getting onto this hype, but this can be done in any market if you're willing to use leverage. Some of these, so in the Forex market, for example, you can, whatever your account is, you can leverage out 1,000 to 1. Now, if you had a $1,000 account and then you're, risking this, 50 to 1 or 100 to 1 sort of leverage, you would be a total cowboy. You'd be nearly off your head. If you went into an investment banker trying to get a job or as a trader or something like that, and you're telling him that you're willing to risk basically over 5% of your account in a trade, that if you said you're willing to do that, they'd probably kick you out or just laugh you out of the office. Now, however, this seems to be just the thing that everyone is doing in the cryptocurrency market at the moment without any concern. So you can put that down to all else being equal. If you go onto a 5-minute chart and leverage out on the Forex market, you can be making 100 to 1. You could be making 100% gains in a day as well. So I'd like to hold those both equal and get onto, so if those can both be held equal, well, where does Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency have in its advantage? Well, it's not in brokers. Now, not to say that Forex brokers can't be unreliable or can't go bankrupt. We saw that happen in 2015 with the Franco-Geddon, when the Swiss franc unpegged itself against the euro. Some of the disaster that hit, and even a big firm like FXCM ended up nearly going under, and they basically had to get loan sharks to bail them out. Now, so it does happen in the Forex market. Let's not mistake that. However, this seems to be happening all the time in the cryptocurrency markets. You hear about people, these unregulated platforms and brokers that are setting up and packing up office all the time. This is because it's unregulated, it's new. I think now from January 1st, I believe, they're starting to regulate it in Australia. So, there will be improvements, but it's just not as good or as superior as any of the foreign exchange markets at the moment, I see, in my eyes. When I've been looking at Bitcoin and being able to trade it, the servers, the site that you're actually on will crash a lot due to how many people are on at the time. I've never seen this in a Forex market. Maybe when the Franco-Geddon happened, that was possible, but this doesn't happen on a weekly, monthly basis in any of the Forex markets. So another one that I've just seen, well, one of them is that the technicals, looking at the technicals on, especially if you're a longer term trader on cryptocurrencies, is just, the technicals at the moment are just gross. I find it hard that anyone can look at any significant level through technical trading and be able to take a trade. This is just because, of course, that these markets are so young. They haven't really got any psychological levels or any sort of substantial levels that support and resistance have bounced off on a daily or a weekly. No, it's not to say that it doesn't happen on a 4-hourly or something like that, but that's just a bit of anecdotal evidence that's if you're a technical trader at least. Now, one of the things I'd like to talk about is it's of course it's the hypothetical that if these cryptocurrencies do really take off, that what their monetary policy is. You seem to get a lot of traders at the moment bragging. They brag about that it's unregulated, that they don't have a central bank. It's like this sort of revolution thing that they get. But we have these central banks and stuff for a reason. So the Bitcoin, or sorry to keep going back to Bitcoin, but their monetary policy seems to be the old nostalgic, romantic. You could compare it to the gold standard. There will be a finite amount of Bitcoin, around about the 20 million mark. I remember last year it was already up to about, mid-last year it was already up to about 16.5. So if this is going to happen, what this means is that money supply will not keep up with money demand, and this will invite huge inflation, huge price changes into an economy. This is talking about, of course, the hypothetical that if this really takes off, it invites these huge fluctuations. This will invite huge fluctuations into price, and I'm not an economist by any stretch of the imagination. I did an economics major, but this means that wages are going to have to go up, or unemployment's going to go up. One of the two. We've tried this before. This has all been done before in the past. If anyone remembers, sticking to a gold standard, it has not worked. You kind of need this fiat sort of central bank style. And of course, this has its own problems, but it seems to be a lot better than the alternative. Like I said, cryptocurrency at the moment is making up for is worth about $18.4 billion, whereas in the Forex market is worth about, I believe it's $1.4 trillion. So this isn't an Ali type Fraser battle. This isn't something that they can compete with. I hope you guys are all boxing fans. If you're not, you should become them. There's far more important than making money. You need to know the history of boxing. So this is more like I'm talking about as if it was another boxing analogy would be the Tyson Douglas type situation, that I don't believe that Bitcoin will be able to ever match it with a normal, fiat-backed currency, but it is kind of possible. But look, I'm getting to my last point, and this I think is the most important, is the liquidity in the market. The Forex has got the most liquid market in the world, okay? Whereas if you have the cryptocurrencies at the moment, you can take up to 48 hours for a transaction, 24 hours for a transaction. Now, to me, that's not what a currency is. A currency is something that you should be able to, economic transaction that should be able to happen pretty quickly. When you've got these 98% bull markets, 99% bull market for a currency, that is not a currency that is being circulated around a lot. The velocity of money, so to speak. So I don't really, it's not being used as a currency, people. That's what you need to be aware of. At the moment, it's being used as an investment to hold on to, just as if it was gold or something like that. I don't see it as a currency. I don't believe that it is going to be, or it is a superior investment strategy to something like Forex. If you haven't worked out by now, I do have an implicit Forex bias, but I'm just putting forth this argument. If you have any other questions, just comment, like, dislike. I don't really mind. But that would be the end of this so-called rant. I've been Connor, and you've been fantastic. So until the next video, I'll see you later.